we're live.
Hello everyone, I'm here in the noisy local coffee shop at a place to really enjoy. This is Nyy'xai Coach, and with me we have...
Xai'nyy.
And Zai'nyy.
Nyy'xai Mitchell.
Nyy'xai Ben.
Nyy'xai Glenn.
Nyy'zai Starglow.
Okay, so Charlene, let's go ahead and revisit the Game of Thrones, do a real quick review, and then we'll move on to learning about some supporting characters.
Great. Okay, so yeah, speaking, we were talking about Xai and how Xai can it usually tries to stay harmonious and do good for the collective, but sometimes get dark and twisted, kind of like and can go cruel, like the Penguin in Gotham, like the Dark Phoenix, and like Cersei in Game of Thrones. So let's get into the Game of Thrones plot.
She is so great at being bad.
I know.
Yeah.
My absolute favorite.
She is delicious. She is deliciously bad.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Well, it's well done.
So we'll do a review of the major characters. I'll go through them. There's Nyy'zai, Emilia Clarke.
No, let's actually see if we can do it.
Oh yeah.
So I'll go first. I'll take 3, and we'll go down the line. Everyone take 3. Okay.
Perfect.
This is Nyy'zai, Emilia Clarke as Daenerys Targaryen. Xyy'nai, Kit Harington as Jon Snow. Xyy'nai, Peter Dinklage as Tyrion Lannister. Awesome.
There's Nyy'xai, Maisie Williams as Arya Stark. Nyy'zai, Sophie Turner as Sansa Stark. And Nyy'zai, Nikolai Coster-Waldau as Jaime Lannister.
Hey, Mike.
Hey guys. Hey Ben.
Hey.
Hey Ben.
Seriously.
Repeat that again, please. Repeat that again for everyone.
There is Xyy'nai Lena Headey as Cersei Lannister.
She owns that role.
Yeah. Nyy'zai Charles Dance as Tywin Lannister. Nyy'zai Rory McCann as Sandor the Hound Clegane.
Xyy'nai Alfie Allen as Theon Greyjoy. Nyy'zai Jack Gleeson as Joffrey Baratheon. Xyy'nai John Bradley as Samwell Tarly.
Oh, okay. Alright. It's been a while since I've done collaging, so I might not get...
That's cool.
But... Is she Xyy'nai?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Xyy'nai Michelle Fairley as...
Caitlin.
Stark.
Nyy'xai Isaac Hempstead, right? As Brian Stark. That's Brian Stark?
That's Brad. Did you say Nyy'xai?
I said
Yeah.
Nyy'xai. And then Nyy'xai Eden Dillon as Peter Littlefinger Baelish.
I'm up?
Yep, you're up.
Okay, oh gosh. I haven't really focused on this at all. Xyy'nai Conleth Hill as Lord Varys.
Nice.
He's cool too, actually.
Yeah, he is.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna say Xyy'nai, and I honestly don't remember. Xyy'nai Richard Madden as Robb Stark.
You got it.
Good. Nyy'zai Sean Bean as Eddard Ned Stark.
Everybody knows
Right.
that.
Glenn.
I have another?
Oh, no. No, it's Glenn.
Okay. Let me just see if I can get the image to work here. Okay, can I get the name? Okay, I think that's Xyy'nai. I can't see the name of the what his name is, but he plays that one guy in the thrash guy.
Jason
Jason
Momoa?
Momoa is Khal Drogo.
Khal Drogo.
Yeah, Khal Drogo.
Okay.
I can't see anything. Could I be told a name, perhaps?
Mark.
Mark Addy, who plays
Mark
Robert Baratheon.
Oh yeah, he's a Xyy'nai. He's a king.
Yep, you got it. And next one is Gwendolyn Christie.
As Brienne of Tarth.
Oh, okay, she's a Nyy'zai. She's a badass Nyy'zai.
Yes.
She whoops some
Nice.
ass.
Indeed. Now Starkle.
Oh goodness, I don't remember this one.
He is Nyy'xai. Nyy'xai.
Very
Nyy'xai.
steely Nyy'xai.
Yeah, I was leaning that direction, but I couldn't quite remember.
No worries.
Nyy'xai, Stephen
Fun
Dillon,
show and tell.
Dennis Baratheon.
Yes, Stannis Baratheon.
Dennis Baratheon.
He's a real jerk. He's a very honorable jerk.
Yeah.
I believe Nyy'zai Pedro Pascal as Oberon Martell.
You got it.
And Nyy'zai?
It's Xyy'nai.
Xyy'nai. Ian Glenn as Jorah Mormont.
And he's got a lot of.
He's how he has a lot of poise.
Yeah, self-possession too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we get into the supporting characters. So I'll go through and introduce them to you guys, and then we'll go through and play our guessing game. Okay, so here we have Nyy'zai Rose Leslie as Ygritte. She's
maybe? I was thinking maybe, Eileen, if you want to, you can. But I was thinking maybe I could introduce and talk about the characters a little bit. Is that alright?
Sure. If you want to, that's great. Do you know their mojos?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, great. So go ahead and start off with Rose Leslie.
Yeah, Rose Leslie. She's a Nyy'zai. She plays Judith. She's one of the people in the northern lands.
You know, Glenn, I really like your eagerness, but my spirits do actually want Eileen to present this. Because she has sometimes a hard time talking and out there, and this is something she feels very comfortable with. I'd like to give her that opportunity. But thank you for offering. I appreciate it, Glenn.
Sure.
So, Eileen, take it away, please.
I think something might be up with her computer.
Yeah, they appear to be frozen.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case,
Yeah,
Glenn, go ahead and do it. But we'll actually each person take a turn. So I'll start with Mitchell. You there? Go ahead, Mitchell. Take the next one. Who can scroll? Can anyone scroll? Or is that?
I don't think we're going to be able to scroll. This would.
Yeah, Shannon's got the.
I think Shine.
Did you restart it?
Unless we do like another screen.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be able to scroll while she's frozen.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's done with the file actually.
Hey, can you go ahead and scroll just to see if you're still
Anyone else
connected?
have this document?
We're already.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Does anyone else have?
Jylen's loading the Hangout. She'll be back in a second. Okay, she's experiencing connection difficulties, so it might take a minute to wait this off.
So, yeah,
Okay, we'll come back to this. Let's go ahead and get into the quiz then. Okay, so the first sample was Sarah Shahi. What do people call your answers?
Adamus?
Yeah, sorry, I was grabbing something. Alright, I said...
Oh wait, are we going to quiz?
Yeah. I'm actually about to grab a splitter for you. But yeah, actually go ahead and say your answer in the mic, Xai'nyy.
Okay, so Sarah Shahi.
Yep.
I said Xyy'nai.
I said Xyy'nai.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Are we doing the quiz now?
Yes, yes. Sorry.
Sorry, I got cut off from the Hangout.
No,
Yeah, I saw that.
There's been multiple difficulties, and there's no point in doing that collage if we're not mind melding. It's like a team, kind of enjoying each other's headspace. We have to be here together.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, until we get the technical things worked out there for tonight, we're just going to move on to the quiz.
We're on the first sample.
Yes, what did you get for that?
I believe I said... So Sarah Shahi?
Yeah, that's right.
I said Xyy'nai.
I said Nyy'xai.
I said Nyy'xai.
I said Nyy'zai.
I said Nyy'xai.
Well, you guys
Okay. You guys are pretty dialed in. She was actually a Xyy'nai. She was tricky. A lot of people put down Nyy'xai for her, but I was happy. This week was a tough week. There were 6 samples, and there were 6 different mojo. There was a Nyy'xai, a Xyy'nai, a Nyy'xai, a Nyy'zai, a Xai'nyy, and a Zai'nyy. So probably one of the most difficult quizzes we've done. And a lot of people actually had near misses. So there were some scores that were not super high necessarily, but I think a lot of them had answers that could have easily gone to the correct one with a little more nudging. On her, it was definitely, I think, the most common was Nyy'xai and then also Nyy'zai. So you guys are dialing in to Durham and Abra.
I think we can turn the mic off now. Yeah. Cool. And did you just say the answer? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The answer is Xyy'nai.
Okay, great.
The next
so
one,
the next
Johnny, you want to take it away now? Go ahead.
Yeah. It's next one is Holly Shannon, and I said Nyy'zai.
I said Nyy'zai.
I said Nyy'xai.
I said Nyy'zai.
I said Nyy'zai.
I said Nyy'zai.
I said Nyy'zai.
Okay, this one was where the team was really dialed in. Almost everyone got her. She is Nyy'zai.
Yeah, her Modi didn't go past her the broom line.
Yeah. Next one is Saxon Sharbino, and I said Nyy'xai.
I said Nyy'xai.
I said Nyy'zai.
I said Xyy'nai.
I said Nyy'xai.
I said Giant. I said Giant.
I said Nyy'zai.
I think I said Nyy'xai on that one.
Yeah, this one was one that gave people a little bit harder time. Although about half you got it right. She is Nyy'xai. Saxon Sharbino is Nyy'xai.
I had a feeling.
What was
But
it?
again, as you guys saw from your answers, there were a lot of near misses. A lot of you were guessing Nyy'zai and Shai'nyy. I think
What was
they
the
did
answer?
as well.
Nyy'zai.
Nyy'zai.
Okay.
The next one is Anushka Sharma. I said Nyy'xai.
I said Nyy'zai.
I said Nyy'xai.
I said Nyy'xai.
I said Xyy'nai.
I said Vijay.
Nyy'zai.
Nyy'xai.
Okay, she was a toughie. She's one of the ones that a lot of people got wrong. She is in fact a Nyy'xai, but I think the fact that she had a round face and pronounced V development to a lot of people thinking they're seeing an objective mojo. So we'll probably take a look at her tonight.
Yeah. Next one is Judith Shekoni. I said Zai'nyy.
I said Zai'nyy.
I said Xyy'nai.
I said Nyy'xai.
I said Xyy'nai.
I said Nyy'zai.
The Xai'nyy.
I said Zai'nyy.
Okay, this one was the toughie of the batch. The few people got this one right. She is Zai'nyy. That was a tough one. So we'll try and look at her and Anushka.
Last one is Quinn Shephard. I said Shiny.
I said Nyy'xai.
I said Nyy'xai.
I said Nyy'xai.
I said Nyy'zai.
I said Xai'nyy.
I said Nyy'zai.
I said Nyy'zai.
She was also really tough. Very few people got her right as well. She is a Zai'nyy. I think probably the fact of her age made her a more challenging read.
I could not decide between the two ad ROMs. I was like freaking frozen on that one. I'm like, it's either one of them, and I couldn't tell, so I just kind of rolled the dice and chose Nyy'zai on that.
That happens.
Yeah, there were a lot of near misses with her.
Judith
I
was
think
also
also her young age, and also the fact that Zai'nyy is not it's one of the biggest ones, but it's not as common to say, Nyy'zai or Nyy'xai or Nyy'xai or something. Sometimes there may be also a reluctance to guess Zai'nyy.
Can somebody tell me what the first? I wasn't around for the first answer. That was on.
Xyy'nai.
I can't.
Okay. I got it. Xyy'nai.
Xyy'nai.
Good, I got that one.
And,
Great.
and they don't usually have young actresses as Xyy'nai very often.
Well, she gave me a riff of a healthier. What's her name? From Twilight.
yeah.
Kristen Stewart. Yeah, Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart? Are you thinking about Kristen Stewart?
Yeah.
Charlene, are you thinking about Kristen Stewart?
Yeah.
Hello?
She said yes.
Can people hear? Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're getting.
Yeah, we were mentioning Kristen Stewart. Yeah.
Okay, Jailene, before we get into checking this out, let's try to revisit now if you're working everything. Why don't you try to pick back up on the Game of Thrones real quick? Go ahead. Jailene? Jailene, can you hear
Yeah,
the
we
Game
were
of
just
Thrones?
having a little lagging volume.
Or are you frozen again?
I hear her.
Yeah, I think she's not frozen for me.
Okay, then can you go ahead and put the Game of Thrones, Jailene? I don't know why I can't hear her.
Yeah. What did you say?
Can you do the Game of Thrones? Can you revisit that now, please? You're working.
Yeah.
Okay. So the main supporting the characters we had supporting characters. Nyy'zai, Rose Leslie. You agree? Rose Leslie. Wild.
Ademus, can you mute your mic, Ademus?
Jon Snow. I'm sorry. Say that again.
Coach just asked me to mute the mic, so I just said yes.
Oh. Okay, Nyy'zai Jerome Flynn as Braun, and he's a sellsword who works for Tyrion Lannister.
He's a Nyy'zai.
I'm sorry, Glenn, what'd you say?
I was just asking if he was a Nyy'zai, that guy. He's a Nyy'zai.
Yes, Nyy'zai Jerome Flynn.
Yeah, I feel.
Here's
He is Nyy'xai, I believe.
Yeah, Nyy'xai Julian Glover as Grand Meister Pycelle. And he's one of the... He's the Meister for the Lannisters?
Yeah, Grandmaster. Yeah, Grandmaster.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah.
Grand Meister.
Cool. And I think that's a good enough log line right there, Jailene. So keep them about that length.
Okay. Nyy'xai Ian McElhinney as Barristan Selmy. He's a knight. He's the head of the Night's Watch.
That's cool. Yeah, go ahead. Actually, Jailene, for tonight, just read it out so they can remember it. Just read it out.
Zai'nyy Christian Nairn as Hodor. Xyy'nai Joe Dempsey as Gendry. Nyy'zai Daniel Portman as Podrick Payne. Nyy'zai Natalie Dormer as Marguerite Tyrell.
It's Marjorie.
Marjorie. Xyy'nai Finn Jones as Loras Tyrell.
Actually, I believe he's Nyy'xai.
Yeah, I think it's Nyy'xai. I was just about to say.
Okay. Thanks. Nyy'xai Liam Cunningham as Davos Seaworth. Nyy'zai Natalia Tena.
Actually, she's been updated. She's Nyy'xai.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Cool. That's a very recent update.
Okay.
That's cool.
Nyy'zai Natalia Tena as Osha. Nyy'zai Esme Bianco as Roz. Nyy'zai Carice Van Houten as Melisandre. Xyy'nai, right? Yeah. Xyy'nai Ron Donachie as Roderick Cassell. Nyy'zai Michael McElhatton as Roose Bolton. Xyy'nai James Cosmo as Jor Mormont. Nyy'zai Hannah Murray as Gilly. Nyy'xai Jacob Anderson as Grey Worm. Nyy'zai Una Chaplin as Talisa Magir. Nyy'xai Thomas Brody Sangster as Jojen Reed. Xyy'nai Ewan Rian as Ramsay Snow. Shiny Diana Rigg as Olena Tyrell. Nyy'zai Ellie Kendrick. What's that? Oh, Nyy'zai Ellie Kendrick as Mira Reed. Nyy'zai Gethin Anthony as Renly Baratheon. Xyy'nai Tom Washlia as Jaqen Hagar. Nyy'zai Harry Lloyd as Viserys Targaryen. Nyy'zai Gemma Whalen as Yara Greyjoy. Nyy'zai.
Yeah, there's three that got updated to Nyy'xai just recently. Yara Greyjoy, also the one, the Jojen Reed, Mira Reed, and then there was another one. There's the third one. Oh, Osha.
Yeah, Natalia Tena. Yeah. Nyy'xai Kate Dickey as Lisa Aaron. Xyy'nai Kyrian Hines as Mance Raider. Nyy'zai Tara Fitzgerald as Celeste Baratheon. David Bradley as Walder Frey. Xyy'nai Miltus
Yerelimo.
Yerolemo as Syria Pharrell. Xyy'nai Ed Screen as Darius Naharis. Nyy'xai Michael Heisman as Dario Naharis, the later one. Zai'nyy Sibo Kakili as Shahi. Nyy'xai Donald Sumter as Meister Lewin.
That was it. These are minor characters now. So let's go back to the top. As you can see, a massive cast, but really a great way to practice your mojo recognition. It's like the best show for it.
Including the main and the supporting, how many are there in total?
Altogether, it's about 90 or so. I think the main's got like 20-some and supporting like 30-some, and then another 20-some in minor characters.
That would be like 7.
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact numbers.
Right.
I'd have the big.
It's over 75, less than 100. But without a doubt, it's the biggest cast of any series.
And there's plenty of people that just like come and go, to put it, nicely.
Yeah, and the way that Nyy'zai George Martin writes his characters, even the supporting ones, they may only have a few scenes, but they're always juicy. So it's like it's got all these small characters with juicy little scenes.
And he makes them count. Yeah.
He really does. He makes every character count. I love his writing. He's a genius.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, I'll go and start. Nyy'zai Rose Leslie as Ygritte.
Nyy'xai Jerome Flynn as Bronn.
Nyy'xai Julian Glover as Grand Maester Faisal.
Hang on, wait a minute.
Mitchell.
Oh, no, sorry. Nyy'xai Ian Mikkel me is Ariston Selmy. I couldn't remember for a second.
Alright. Zai'nyy Christian Narn as Hodor.
I'd like to say Xyy'nai, Joe Dempsey as Gendry.
Yep.
Good.
Well, I think that's a Nyy'zai Pedrick Payne or something like that. Podrick. I don't know what this person. I don't know what his real name is though. Podrick. But yeah. Oh, Daniel Portman as Podrick Payne.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Starglow.
Nyy'zai Natalie Dormer as Marjorie Tyrell.
Excellent. Did Neo Megas go?
I have not gone yet, no. So I presume this is my turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. There'll be Nyy'xai Finn Jones as Loras Tyrell.
Kind of reminds
Back
me
to
of.
me. That's a Nyy'zai. To me, right?
Yes.
Nyy'zai Liam Cunningham as Davo Seaworth.
Nyy'zai Natalia Tena as Osha.
Nyy'zai Esme Bianco as Ross.
Nyy'zai Chris Van Houten as Melisandre.
Xyy'nai Ron Bogdanich as Roderick Kissel.
Nyy'zai Michael Hatton as Roose Bolton.
I can't see anything.
Jorah Mormont.
Jorah Mormont. I know that name. He's a Xyy'nai.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job.
Dave?
Oh, Nyy'xai?
Nyy'zai.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't remember that one. Hannah Murray is Gilly, Nyy'zai.
Starglow.
Infinity, did you go?
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
This Nyy'xai?
Yeah.
G.
Nyy'xai, yeah. Nyy'xai Jacob Anderson as Grey Worm.
Nyy'zai Una Chaplin as Talisa Magir.
Nyy'zai Thomas Brody Sangster as Jojen Reed.
Xyy'nai Ewan Rayon as Ramses Snow.
Zai'nyy Diana Rigg as Elena Tyrell.
I don't remember. Is she Johnny?
Nyy'zai.
Close.
Nyy'zai.
Nyy'zai.
Right. Nyy'zai Elliot Kendrick as.
With really good Jai.
Am I up?
Yep.
I'd like to say Nyy'zai. Nyy'zai get an Anthony a friendly Baratheon.
You got it.
And you'd be correct.
Can't quite. Oh, I think is it Jack and Hagar?
Yeah.
He's a Xyy'nai. Yeah, he's a Xyy'nai.
You got it. Gabe.
Yeah, he would be a Nyy'xai. Harry Lloyd is Viserys Targaryen.
Nice.
She Nyy'zai?
Close, she's a Nyy'zai.
Nyy'zai.
Yeah, she is a Nizez.
Nyy'zai Gemma Whelan as Yara Greyjoy.
Nyy'zai Kate Dickey as Liza Aaron.
Xyy'nai Kieran Hines as Mance Raider.
I noticed one of those pictures is really small.
Yes, I'll have to fix that. That was an oversight.
Oh no!
Wow. Picture, he's a big character.
Nyy'zai Tara Fitzgerald as Saelys Baratheon.
Nyy'zai David Bradley as Walder Frey.
Ben?
Oh, it's my turn. Oh, yeah. Xyy'nai, Miltos.
Urelamu.
Wait, what?
Urelamu.
Oh, I was about to say that. Urelamu.
Oh, awesome.
I mean, I was okay. I was so I could say it, but I mean, I was, you know.
Yeah.
That's
Put it
cool.
off the tip of our tongue.
His name can be a bit difficult.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xyy'nai Ed train as Dario Naharis?
Glenn?
I can't see anything, but
The later Dario Naharis.
what?
The later Dario Naharis. So the second person who played him.
The second person who played him.
Yes.
Oh, I think he was also a either Xyy'nai or Nyy'zai. I think he was a
Nyy'xai.
Nyy'zai. Oh, okay.
Gabe?
Oh, that would be Zai'nyy, Sybil, Kikiri, or Shahi.
Is it me?
Yes.
Nyy'zai Donald Sumter as Meister Lewin.
Excellent. Well done, team. Nice job. All right. Cool. So we'll touch on that next time and go further. We'll all be set for the new season of Game of Thrones. We'll all be hungry together.
Starts April.
Okay. So let's see here. Let's do. Whoever's pulled up, go ahead and do so. Who got? Let's see here. Let's do the Nyy'xai, Anushka. Let's do her. Let's see. Mitchell, you got Anushka correct. Go ahead and take lead on her.
Okay. Anushka Sharma?
Yeah,
Are you talking?
you got it right.
Okay. Okay. So you want me to just pull up a video and
then take lead in that, and everyone can chime in. But you got her correct, so I think it'd be good for you to take lead.
Okay. Yeah, you got the Durhams right, and I got the other ones wrong. I thought I was seeing Durhams all over the place.
And then I think Xai'nyy and Starglow also got that correct, so we could hear your thoughts as well.
Anushka Sharma. Let's see. That's better.
Okay.
Let's try. I know I saw. There's a good one. Okay. I did just notice before we even start, like you said, that she had a lot of V.
Yeah.
It made the reads.
Yeah, can you talk about how you were able to see past that, Mitchell?
Yes, yeah, sure. I mean, I wasn't really absolutely sure, to be honest, but I did. I was leaning towards Nyy'xai, obviously. Yeah. Everyone see the interview? Okay.
Yeah, could I get the link?
Yes, you can. I had the link. I'll. Or did Eileen already give it? Here, I have the link.
No, not yet. Yeah.
I got it. I gave it. I got it.
Alright.
Come on.
Alright, thanks.
All right, let's do it. She was like locked on at the beginning there, but she did the way that she did the locking on. It has this very like bright-eyed, kind of doe-eyed look almost. I don't know. It could be tricky.
Yeah, I think she has like a lot of poise too.
A lot of poise. You can see that she's values-based. She does have a lot of warming.
Yeah.
Going up her face. I did consider Nyy'zai because of the kind of brightness of her eyes. I mean, I was pretty sure she was Nez Alpha, but
something, Mitchell, that I think a lot of people had issue with. They thought she was objective. Can you talk a little bit how you were able to see she was subjective?
Yeah,
that got a lot of people.
Sure. Well, I mean, she does do a lot of drifting. I mean, that was one thing. Probably the most obvious, as far as that you would see with Nyy'xai.
Yeah,
It's just not underwater. I don't really know how to describe it.
and she's not out front like Xyy'nai. Like I know Xyy'nai often are.
Yeah, she doesn't really leave her frame much. She's percussive. She's got very good articulation and good V, but a lot of V anyway. But
And also,
I don't know what that means.
her articulation also is sort of monologuing. It's an explosiveness, so like trying to get the
Yeah, she's very confident. I think.
And it's that start and stop though.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the Xyy'nai all out.
Yeah, that I have that.
Yeah, but that monologuing style, like Shailene mentioned.
Yeah, the way she just kind of shook her head there a little bit like that. In other movements, it's a little more jarring than an objective is.
Mm-hmm. And she goes to her subjective powers very easily. Like while she's speaking, she'll just kind of go in. It won't even really stop her flow. It actually helps.
She's very good at drifting so that no one notices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she has a very elegant game where she
Nyy'xai are very tricky.
impression of
ladies.
being engaged.
Nyy'xai ladies, they're amazingly good at their game. They're just they just amaze me.
Smooth, and they have a lot of different tricks for hiding what they're doing, or making it look like something else.
Yeah, and at the end of the frame before they switched over to the scene of Nyy'xai, you could see her hands, and her hands had a thinner silhouette, but
that claw,
like
which I can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like she's even in her refrainment there when she's just even though she's being passive, she's not out of place in that refrainment. Her refrainment.
Are we good on her, or do we want to see another video?
Are we good?
Because I think you guys did a good job on saying you saw so far, just kind of repeating.
Yeah, maybe
now.
another video that shows more of her body and her gesturing would help add some more.
That was actually the only one I saw.
Oh. Let's see.
But we can look at another one.
Yeah.
Mind if we double up?
Is it?
For some reason, the YouTube app's not working, and I have to tap out.
Oh, okay. Do you have a splitter? Is that...
I mean, she's got a lot. Okay. He is most desirable. Okay. There's her body. She obviously is very engaging. Nyy'xai. I think she kind of has to be to play this role that she takes as this kind of model diva character.
Seems to be a pattern with Nyy'xai ladies that they get chosen, you know, as like the, or not chosen, but they naturally fit the role of like this, like ideal, whether it be a country or whatever they're representing. tend to be like the avatar, the elegant, fierce avatar for whatever cause they're, or country they're supporting.
Get away from him.
Yeah, she's like, that's not me at all. I don't know what you're reading.
Are you
Sorry,
guys watching
Sharma,
a
what'd you
second
say?
video?
Yes.
Okay.
You need a link, right?
Oh, okay.
Let me
I was
grab
looking at
Yeah,
pictures, but
I also need a link, actually. My Wi-Fi here is terrible.
Here you go.
Thanks.
she definitely threw me off with how, like, the roundness of her face. Her smile is kind of disarming in a way. It kind of like
Yeah.
it's kind of like with Xai.
I thought the same thing. Yeah.
It's hard though, because I've never really seen a riff of her before of Nyy'xai female, so it's kind of like I'm just taking it all in, like what she is.
Yeah, she has like this charming, like it's warm, but it's like
Yes, although you'll find that as you find more of these Indian Bollywood actors, a lot of the ones that are really well known, they sort of, many of them are Nyy'xai, and they have this riff, whatever it is. It's very elegant while being very steely and formidable. It's very impressive.
Yeah, sometimes like the way she talks is kind of like she's like faux Z in a way, but it's actually it's interesting. I don't know.
She runs that Zai'nyy line implacable, but completely charmingly implacable. Like it's a very cool game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not unlike even actually like a Tom Cruise, but less stiff. You know, she just like has more she and stuff. But like they don't let anyone in. I think it's like a good prototype for being like a movie actor or a public figure, where you're like so charming and warm and engaging, but you still don't give anything away from yourself. Like you can still have total like personal barriers, because like it seems like after an engagement with her, you'd come away with like a really great impression of her, like that she was really admirable, honorable, that she was like so warm and engaging and charming, but you still wouldn't really know anything about her unless she wanted to get away with that.
It's that beautiful thing about Nyy'xai where they completely make you the center of their attention while not giving anything away. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
it's a beautiful thing about Nyy'xai. That's one of those beautiful things.
It's one of the elements which why it doesn't seem authentic if done correctly is they will be there, but they'll, as Shahi kind of mentioned, they're like, I'm representing something. And so you know that they are taking that very seriously and they deeply care about it, but that doesn't mean they have to give themselves away personally. The only thing you can understand is that they know what they're talking about and believe deeply in it, and they will represent it to the best of their abilities. And they can exude that, Nyy'xai, without telling you exactly what their game is, or you know what I mean, making it like me, you. It's more like I'm representing something. So it's weird. It's like it's very personal, but it's also highly formal. And that might be a word. Is the Nyy'xai are very warm, but there's definitely a formalness to them. They share the Baiji. It can be very warm, but there's a formalness of like I represent something, and that's always in the air.
but not just represent. These type of Nyy'xai to me, they stand for something.
Yes, that's what I meant. I meant it at the highest levels, that you're there because you believe in it. So that's what I meant. So it's a belief, and you're kind of enacting belief.
Yes.
So in that way, the Nyy'xai are very authentic and are really present, but it doesn't give the same kind of personal back and forth information sharing or things like that other values-based mojos do. But within the context of I am here for this, then you'll get all of me. Which is what allows for that like intense connectivity that Nyy'xai have, while you also feel like there's this distance there at the same time. A connectivity and a distancing simultaneously.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Are we good on her, or do we watch a little more?
I think I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, and let's go to another toughie, which was Zai'nyy Judith. Starglow, you got Zai'nyy Judith correctly. Why don't you go ahead and take lead on that? And then I believe Xylene and Demas, you also got it right, so you can chime in as well. But let Starglow take lead. Go ahead.
Okay, great. So,
oh, and one thing I think would be good, Starglow, is just to note that a lot of people got her wrong as Xyy'nai. So something to touch on maybe are how you were able to see that she was adaptive and subjective and logic-based. There's actually quite a few things. So that's an interesting misread. I wonder if it's because they both could be statuesque or something.
okay, so let me see if I can load this video.
Yeah. And can you pass the link?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
And
Were there any other mysteries besides Xyy'nai? Was there some Nyy'xai things in there?
I think there was. I said Nyy'xai actually.
hang on, I got the wrong one.
I said Xai'nyy. I saw the towerness, but I didn't quite get the answer.
Yeah, that's understandable. 'Cause she has really good G.
You know, it's funny. I actually considered Zai'nyy.
I did too. It was just like in the back of my mind. I was like, no, I don't think so.
And she had that long, thin face, but
I kind of doubted it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought she was directive. I don't know.
She's got those spidery hands though. That's something that I was noticing, but I was like, I'm not really aware of it.
That's why I read tower. I saw the real kind of just elastic sort of gesturing going on.
Oh, it's on me.
I'm having trouble loading the video in. Can somebody load it for me?
I'll do that. So it's Judith.
I have the link over there, but it's not loading properly.
Yeah, let me try it. There we go. Wait, no.
Great, thanks. And there she is. So first she has that, in the opening scene, she had a very towery quality to me.
I can see how she'd be tough. She looks like she's got that kind of Mackin style that some ad serbs do, where they use a lot of G. Can you talk a little bit, Starglow, when you get a chance, how you were able to see through? Because actually, most people thought that she was, I believe, values-based. I think almost everyone guessed values-based as errors.
I think
so.
Durham,
Most common was Durham, but also I think Neo Megas guessed Xai'nyy. So there were mainly it was Xyy'nai. There was a few others, but everyone guessed wrong. She was values-based.
She's got really good, like, G. That's the thing.
She's got. This is the thing Coach talked about sometimes, where women sometimes have to up their game because they have so much windage in society, and so she plays to that G very well. Right here.
And also she's very much like the entertainment, like a performer sort of she that also like used to like selling a lot, you know, pitching herself, and so you can tell she's had a lot of experience with that, and she, you know, has her particular riff.
So this explains her strong G use. Thank you both of you on that one. Can you now talk also a little bit about things that told you she was logic-based? Just like that.
Okay, so she does the typical logic-based thing where her smiles drop down rather than go up. They completely, she smiles down so that it's a big smile, it's a big G smile, but it's dropped down because it doesn't go up into her cheek, while her cheeks just stay very sheer.
Yeah.
And her emoting, she brings all of her emoting low so that she can have big emoting. But if y'all notice, she brings it all, she makes it big, but it's all down in the lower face, below the midline.
Yeah.
And particularly in the lips. Most of the energy is.
Yeah, she has more fuller lips, and I think a big smile, just genetically speaking, and so that kind of like gives the illusion that she kind of may be more of a G mojo than she is, but she's actually the emoting doesn't go past the mouth. It's very.
Yeah, so that's true, and that's why it's good the things that Starglow and Zai'nyy mentioned as being able to see through that illusion. The fact that she uses so much G and that genetically she has a large smile is that it goes down. That lets you see through it, and then like Zai'nyy mentioned that the energy is mainly around that lip line. It's a big lip line. That's tricky. The lip line is just large. It's a large lip line, but the energy is much.
And okay, so here she's I could tell she was subjective here because as she closes her eyes, she's still emoting and she's completely comfortable that way. So I could tell that she was subjective on that side. And so she does this. So she's this gesture like this is a bit spidery, but not so much spidery, but very adaptive. It's very yin, much more than my yin. It's much more yin than my yin.
Definitely, and as opposed also to the possibility of being Durham. Yeah, that's good freeze frame right there. That's adaptive right there.
Yeah, that totally took out any of the directives because I saw this and I went, oh, that's way more yin than my yin, and that's totally natural, and that took that out for me. Okay, so you can't, she's not showing the spider, but when she clenched her fists, they're the loose clench, and they were a little spidery clench, too. So I think she just did.
Adimus, I'm curious, do you have any thoughts as well? Because you're a Zai'nyy and you also got this right, I believe.
There was that big laugh, but she dropped her jaw in order to do that big laugh. Completely dropped her jaw.
And you can see here with her hands on her legs. Can you guys see how she's holding it? And it's kind of like just draping. And also the wrist, the four on the wrist, it has like this broken line in the power arc.
Yeah.
It's more yin than even I can do.
Yeah, for me to try to make my hand do that is painful.
Yeah, towers have really I don't, Coach. I also I remember you asked Demas what he thought. I don't think he was here when you asked him.
Demas, do you have any thoughts on this case? Since I believe you also got her correct.
I see Demas' face now. He wasn't there. Now he's here, but now he's
Yeah,
not.
unfortunately, I can't watch this video in real time. You know, plug-in issue. So I have to kind of do it like Glenn does it, where I watch it out of real time. But let's see. Anything else to add? I don't know if this has been said already. Let's see. With her, I had to really focus in to the sheer cheeks. I think the cheeks popped out initially, but I was paranoid that she might be a Nyy'zai. Sometimes Nyy'zai have these really poppy cheeks, especially when they're models. So, yeah. So with her, I had to really hone in on these Zai shrug maneuvers that she does. You know, she does a lot of kind of like Zai shrugs with like a lot of Xi. If you really kind of hone in there, you could see it's localized and doesn't. It's, you know, there's a lot of mackingness to it, but it doesn't go above the midline.
Cool. Are we good on her then?
One more thing, I don't know if this is, I don't know how many Zai'nyy do this riff, because I don't see a Demas doing it quite so much. But I noticed there are more than a few Zai'nyy that do this thing with their eyebrows that's almost pointed. You know what I'm talking about, a Demas?
Are you talking about bringing them together or arching one of them?
No, arching one, but in a complete point, like arching it in like a point, not even like a rounded arch. You know what I'm talking about, Demas?
You mean like where both of them make a point?
Yes, like
together?
They do that on purpose.
Interesting. Actually, I'm not familiar with that cue.
I've actually noticed something kind of similar there also. I don't know what to make of it, but I've noticed that too.
Well, it's a Xi maneuver where you can actually lift one eyebrow more than another. It seems to be like something that Xi users seem to have an easier time with. And I have noticed, like, Xi with Zai, sometimes like that lift of the one eyebrow versus the other happens. Like, Nyy'zai have it also, like Marjorie, the one who plays Marjorie Tyrell.
Stephen Colbert's done one.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a various eyebrow play.
Yeah, and it's on Zai'nyy, there's this particular thing with the eyebrow though that goes pointed rather than rounded. So it's a very interesting eyebrow lift that I have not seen other Logic G users use. I've only noticed it with Zai'nyy.
Maybe it's actually the same maneuver, but having Zai as a source gives it that unique quality.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Interesting. You're right.
Yeah, part of the
It goes into the
face.
eyes and the forehead, which means like eyebrow maneuvers. I mean, you'd expect to see, be a lot more Zai to it.
I'm curious if anybody notices that riff now that I've mentioned it.
I do. I notice it also. I definitely notice it.
Cool. We're gonna look out for samples and maybe some actual like freeze frames on the future. Okay. Are we good on her then?
Yeah.
Okay. It's about 6:45. It's a great time to stop and do some live reads. You guys all ready?
Sweet.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay, Jailene, I'll let you be in charge of that. Let's go ahead and do Jeanette Lee. She's a billiards player.
How do you spell that? You said
Jeanette Lee.
A billiards player. That's
interesting.
Or pool. Sorry, I was just going how I was labeled.
Pool shark.
Yep. I think it's called billiards in the UK, isn't it? Or
yeah, I think.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't know. Or I've also heard that it's like a completely different, it's like a different game altogether. I don't know.
Well, it also depends on the game, yeah, because if you play an 8-ball, that's pool.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have her, Darlene?
I do have her. I'm pulling up the video. Profiles, feature files. Okay, before you get started
Yes.
with it,
And can you,
let me
and
send
can you
it
also
to
pass
Link.
the... Yeah,
I'm going to
thank
send
you.
the link over now. Yeah. That'll just be part of the protocol so before we get into it.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi is pretty compromised for this week.
Yeah, to just write through those things.
Yeah.
Cool. Here we go. Jeanette, leave. Can everyone see her? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting, I seem to be getting a lot of energy in the eyes so far.
Yeah, I'm getting that too.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay.
She has long, elegant digits. She has a very poised-looking posture in the chair.
True.
Okay, so she's talking about scoliosis here, and she wore a brace, so I don't know that I put that much emphasis on that.
Well, there would still be, I mean, because regardless whether you use a brace or not, because I have scoliosis too, but still there's a quality to the posture, and I did corrective training and stuff. So, that, but I guess it's not just about the posture. It was her alignment within that. Well,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I guess interpret what you will of that.
Okay.
She seems to have a relatively easy time in articulating.
I totally agree.
I feel a lot of pushing energy as she does her articulating and gestures.
Yeah, I think I'm sensing
Feels
this.
very comfortable directing the flow.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
I'm leaning in the direction of directive as well.
Yeah,
Her head seems to be off to the left a lot more too.
yeah, on the left, like right now, with warmth as she's doing it.
Yeah. And even in the pictures I look at, she does have just a kind of projective, more outward energy, like focus, which is something both directives can kind of have.
Yeah.
I mean, both kinds.
Yeah. She's disengaging right now, and it looks, it seems to me as a natural. I'm not sure what you guys think as she's disengaging now.
Yeah, I get that feeling. It's a little bit not. It's underwater.
It was a very elaborate 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah. There's a higher ratio of disengaging than eye contact to the interviewers so far.
What about our gesturing? Gesture our hands a lot.
Yeah.
What
do you guys think about the tension in?
I see some tension, some relative tension in her hands.
Seems to be mixed. Seems to be mixed, though.
I mean, they don't really seem like they're draping.
No, I'm not collapsing. They're not collapsing for sure.
Feels so Xy-like the way she's articulating.
Yeah, it seems to be very bardic storytelling. She's very aware, seems to be aware of her place and like her story, what her story is.
Also, the cadence of her voice, that sounds like butter to me.
Yeah, it sounds like
It does.
this.
It
It's
doesn't
like
sound like that more rounded butter tone. Oh, that hand around those fingers
Total
around
placement.
the hair. Yeah, total placement. Yeah, like directive.
yeah.
Is she emoting while she's speaking, or in between?
To me, it appears that she's emoting as she's articulating, and then pauses. During pauses, it cools. That's my impression. I don't know what you guys think.
I see the emoting edge. I can see it in her cheeks almost if she's talking. She's like lurching forward.
I can load up another interview. Let's see.
Sounds excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this one is the entire body. I'll try to get one where she does have that. Not the best. Not the best setting. So let me get this other one.
Kinds of interviews will like switch back and forth.
Okay.
Cafe.
There you go. Again, I see that pattern of disengaging, and then with quick contact to the interviewer. What do you guys think of that movement that she's doing?
It's like push, push, push.
I feel a lot of dominance off of it. You know, the way
I'm-
she's moving her hand, it's really dominating gesture.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced she's subjective.
I'm sorry.
You're not what?
What did you say, Draglo?
I'm
You're
not
sure-
convinced she's subjective.
But
You
note,
don't think she's subjective?
No, I don't. I'm not convinced. I'm open to
Oh,
possibility. I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
but note the rate of disengagement versus looking at the interviewer. Also note how the ease of 1,000-yard steering and disengaging versus not. Also, another thing to consider is if we're talking about, because we've mentioned a lot about like, directive, we've talked about values-based, so you have to think about the gesturing too, and her hands, so far to me at least, they're not looking like, and I could be wrong, but to me are not looking like thicker like a fighter, the pilot's hand. They're looking slimmer to me.
Yeah. Also, perception lead versus distraction.
So
Right.
you said we talked about values based. Are we thinking she is values based, or it's not?
I'm sorry, say that again.
You mentioned that we talked about values based. I didn't recall that. Did you remember?
Well, I think we talked about like G versus Xi/C. We said it kind of sounded
Yeah, we-
hard. So and
Yeah.
if it's
We
directive
were
and
talking
it's
about
G,
the
then it's
tone, the rounding of G.
Okay.
I think
yeah.
we
We also
talked about that a
I
little
got you.
Bardic.
I got you.
And we were talking about the articulation, whether we saw
Yeah.
it
You're saying you
during
think
the
you're seeing.
articulating versus
You think you're seeing G?
I'm
And you
not
think you're
entirely convinced, though.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with Starglow actually.
Okay, that's cool, that's fair.
I mean, she definitely seems serious, for lack of a better word.
Oh, very serious, but I'm not sure what that means.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Me.
Wait, what,
Yeah,
is-
she
what is
seems
it?
she has an
What is it
intense
exactly that
sort
you
of
said
person.
that you weren't?
I'm sorry, Ademus. What? You're talking to me?
Okay, just to be clear. So, what is it that you guys were saying that you're not convinced about? It was objective and
Starglow was
subjective,
saying, yeah,
and
Starglow was saying that she's not convinced on the objective and subjective and what type of values-based power is being.
And
Right,
I'm
right.
not in.
Sorry, Starglow?
That's okay. I said I'm not entirely convinced that she's values based rather than logic based.
I
okay.
seem
Okay,
to
and did you
see-
also say
well,
something
I
about
seem
G
to see
versus
emotion
Xi?
in her cheeks. But
Well, I'm trying to piece that out. I'm having a little trouble.
Hold on, are we doing a live read?
Yes, Glenn.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Could I get a link?
We're
then?
looking
'Cause,
at the second interview. It's there on the chat. It was that second link that you see at 6:55.
I just came online now, so I can't see anything as far as like the group chat.
Oh, okay. Let me send it over to you.
Was I the only one that got logged off, or was it?
I think you're the only one.
I'm not sure.
Or maybe Infinity.
Infinity dropped, but I don't think it'll be.
There you go. Oh, Infinity, yeah. So we're trying to get on this as well. Do you see the link, Glenn?
Yeah, I see. I got it.
Far?
So I'm guessing she's the first one that we're doing.
I'm sorry, Glenn. Say that again.
Oh, I'm just wondering. This is the first person that we're doing live read on, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, she seems to have an easy time articulating and directing the direction of the conversation.
I agree with that. Yes.
The interview so far hasn't really even chimed in all that much. She has an easy time just taking it and running and putting structure to it.
Yeah, and another thing too, which is I don't know if something we really mentioned. I think as far as her animation goes, it seems more visceral to me than Bob.
Her eyes seem to be piercing when they do engage with her.
She seems to be sounding off quite a bit on how she thinks and what she believes in as far as like how to become good at pool, like how it works, and how that works for her.
I don't know.
Or she was for a lot of the interview.
Yeah. Okay. Watch another interview or pictures? What do you
We're
guys
running
think?
a little low on time. We have about pictures and see if you can get it. And that'll give time for one reading for like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Cool. Sounds good.
Check out pictures.
So, are we guessing on her, or are we
We're
watching
looking at pictures. We're looking at pictures. Start blue,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna yes.
Okay.
And then Coach said we'll have time for one more. Right? I'm looking at pictures. As far as like, I know this is a group guess, so if there's no consensus, that's okay. We'll just go with that. But I'm leaning strongly towards Nyy'xai. So.
Okay.
I'm actually leading in the direction of Xyy'nai.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards Nyy'xai.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning toward Nyy'xai.
Guys, count me out. I'm having major bandwidth issues right now, so I've barely seen anything at this point. Just totally count me out.
So I guess let's do the roll call. I think Nyy'xai. I heard the demons. You said Nyy'xai. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mitchell, where are you at? No, this is a toughie. But
Yeah. I don't know.
Durham.
your best guess. Leap of faith.
Faith.
Yeah,
That
I'm not
is not a good idea.
confident at all.
Okay, I'll say Nyy'xai, but I don't have any real investments in that.
I'm not very confident in my guess. It's a guess.
Ben?
I'm gonna go with
I'm not
my.
saying she's not Nyy'xai, she might well be.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that.
So
I'm not 100% under.
it's all Glenn dropped off. So Gabe.
I guessed Nyy'xai.
Okay. And Starglow, are you thinking Xyy'nai? I mean, it's okay if we don't have consensus. You know, it's don't just go with it if you don't if you're not.
You know, I'm not getting the feeling that I would normally get off of a Nyy'xai, but I'm not entirely confident that it's not a Nyy'xai. If I were guessing for my own quiz, I would have guessed Xyy'nai though at this point.
Okay.
Are you saying Xyy'nai or Xyy'nai?
Z.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that probably would be my second guess.
Yeah, let me grab Coach real quick. Hey, Coach.
See what Stargirl's coming
Xyy'nai
in.
is my first guess, and Nyy'xai is my second, which seems at odds, but
I know what you mean, Stargirl.
It can happen. It can happen.
Come on,
Totally.
you gotta come and say.
Yeah, sometimes you got like Nyy'zai and
Okay, so
Xai'nyy.
here's Coach.
She's a Nyy'xai.
Okay.
Nyy'xai.
That's him, Nyy'xai.
Nyy'xai. And Ben, you were honestly in there about her seriousness. She was definitely doing the Kensei thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool, Kensei.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you saw like her emoting was going into her cheeks. She had an easy nitro, and she had an easy time monologuing. She had a lot of percussiveness, and her fingers were wizard. She also had like a Cobra Lady thing going on.
Definitely.
Very like stinky, charming.
Yeah, I agree with that.
She had really dominant energy for sure, but it was like this slinky dominant.
Totally.
Like the first interview we saw, from the moment she like reached out her hand to shake his, it was just really heavy boundary setting.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
dominant.
But it was in a very like you could even almost like think that her well, you'd be a fool to mistake her dominance, but I feel that some people could, and she, would make them pay for that.
It says she does that. That's like her style.
Yeah, like the Black Widow.
Black Widow.
There was no illusion of anything other than dominance as directive, but I think I mistook her seriousness. Mitchell, talk to me a little bit about, because you're the one, you had some of the same thoughts I did. So talk to me a little bit.
She had long like cheeks. I don't know. It didn't seem like she warmed that much to me.
Well, I think
she was sort of
ripped, and she had high cheeks, but you did see it was going into the cheeks.
You can see flexations. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but it was tough to see.
Well,
and she did seem very serious. I was seeing that same thing.
Maybe it would be helpful to watch a little bit of one of her
really
videos.
intense, Nye. She seemed really happy to me.
Yeah, she did,
Yeah.
and also her hands looked very clearly wizard, and like her mode seemed very reminiscent of a lot of like Cobra ladies. And I can't bring one specific mind right now, but that Kensei, and they're very comfortable with control and possession of their sexuality. You know, so they're very like charming, slinky, sexy, but totally boundaries the whole time, and they're in control of the engagements at all times. And,
Yeah.
and, yeah. So definitely that struck me with her.
And in a very warmly ritualistic way, like the way that she was kind of doing monologue speak during the interview, she was controlling the tempo of the conversation, even like through monologuing, where she'd do gesturing and then take a second to make a specific eye contact, like a piercing eye contact, and then continue with it there. It was very ritualistic how she went about it, which is a style that you see in Jez Hunters. But in more of a slinky,
I'm just recapping her.
feral cobra lady kind of ritual speak.
What's that? Yeah, yeah. Pool can say. Yeah, she does. The coach is saying that she can say. What do you? Make some observations.
One thing I really enjoyed when I was reading her was listening to her talking about making the pull shot. It reminded me a lot of Moja reading. She was saying how, you know, you ask her to walk a straight line for $25, it's easy, and she put 2,000 feet in the air. Whereas the free throw shot in basketball is the fact of the pressure, and be able to do that same activity, quasi-state in our case, under that pressure.
Cool.
I wish there was more.
Now that we know that she's
probably
watch like just a couple of minutes of one of her videos, so we can put it all together. That first one was good, I think.
Somebody's photobombing us.
Is that the next live read?
The next live read coming up will be Pasquale Rotella. But right now we're looking at that first interview that we saw of Janet. So we could kind of, now that we know that she's Nyy'xai for sure, so look at her again. Yeah, that way that she did that intro even was a very charming Xy, coming right up, but in a very slinky and cunning. Her eyes are always have that cunning quality to them. That was another thing that really jumped out throughout her interview.
I noticed her especially just completely geeking out over her area of expertise, her domain, and then letting everybody know that is her domain basically.
Yes, she was very she's I teach, she took full responsibility when it came in the court when it came to she owned the fact that she was an expert in it, I can say, and
I think Coach
very admirable.
I think Coach once used the term demo mode. I don't know if this applies to what she was doing, but kind of like a Nyy'zai thing where you just go into a complete demonstration mode of what exactly something you can keep your own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, another thing I see, she seems comfortable in refrainment. It doesn't seem like she's that has that energy to either surge forward, necessarily like the pilots at all times, or be bobbling and out in the environment like a gatherer.
Oh yeah, she totally. I totally ruled out anything that wasn't directive because she's just so dominantly directive.
Yeah, but it's slinky though. That and you see her eyes are always have that cunning quality, and they're always they have
watching
a lot
the
of,
agenda.
But she very much, and now that I'm looking at it, I notice she very much has that cross this line at your own peril.
Yes.
Could I get a link to the thing?
Yeah, sure. I think. Let's see.
Yeah, I needed to. Yeah.
And what was the answer to the last one?
That's the one we're watching right now, and she's a Nyy'xai. We're actually going over her.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now that we know the answer, we were reviewing.
I feel like that intensity and unnervingness has got to be helping her like win games and stuff because people can be really intimidated by that. Like,
Yeah.
I think someone was like came on like coach's laptop or something.
That's the one of the priests.
Do you know her mojo?
What's that?
I think it was a Nyy'xai probably.
Nyy'xai.
Nyy'zai.
Are we gonna do the second one? Do you think?
Yeah, I think we're all good now with her. So let's do the second one. The next one is Pasquale Rotella.
Okay.
Let me find some interviews. Yeah, I have no. I'm not sure what field this person is, or whether it's a man or a woman. We will find out. It looks like it's a guy. Oh, okay. He's the CEO of the Insomniac, which puts on these events, the Electric Phasey Carnival.
Is this someone that Demas knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yep. This is a Demas request.
Demas request.
Cool.
Okay.
I think a lot of like dubstep and like kind of people tend to be adaptives. I think Zai'nyy and then even like the Skrillex is like a Nyy'xai, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like when it comes to being a CEO, it'll be interesting to see what mojo he is. Let me get the link for the first interview.
Of course, there's always. I think Nyy'xai probably are everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And then in management, I'm wondering if like there's a spillover with like just corporate like company management, like of a Xyy'nai or a Baiji, or if this is like totally because of the innovative aspect of it, if it's something else.
Yeah, as soon as you have tech companies, then with tech companies, then all of a sudden you see different mojos like Nyy'zai and Nyy'xai. So the niche skews
different on avant-garde new tech stuff.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what this is. I just put the link on the side for this interview, Glenn. And
yeah, got it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eileen.
You're welcome. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here's the guy.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be a music artist.
No, he's the CEO.
Yeah.
He's the CEO of the Insomniac. He puts on the event.
He's the CEO of an event coordinating company. Is that right?
Demas, can you give us a quick profile?
Yeah, basically, Insomniac Events is a company that throws giant electronic music festivals. One they're most famous for is called Electronic Daisy Carnival. This dude, he is the head of Insomniac Events. Not only that, he's all like in a Game of Thrones sort of the way. He is the one rave master. Insomniac Events has eaten up all of the smaller ones. So, yeah, he's not just a CEO. He's the CEO of the electronic music festival companies.
His mouth has an interesting shape. I think, I'm not sure, but I think I've seen it before in G users. He seems to be reticent in his articulation. I'm not sure yet, like it's what that's about, whether he's holding himself back or what.
So you do believe him to be a Xi user?
Maybe I was just noticing the lips and how he's moving those, and there seems to, like the way he can articulate, has more articulation of his upper lip, is reminiscent of Xi users that I've seen, and I think that's something that we've talked about before, where Xi users will have more focus on their upper lip and have more ability to flexate with and snarl and do certain maneuvers with their upper lip that shy users can't do. So that's what I was introducing. I guess.
Right.
Does that freeze frame seem B to anyone else?
It definitely seems like objective perception. It does seem like maybe like a laser.
Does it appear a bit glossy or?
Yeah.
Like that. I'm not too sure.
Still taking it in, but
Actually, I don't know. That kind of looks altered to me.
yeah.
There's something altered to me about this. I don't know what.
Yeah, it seems a little.
What that is.
I get the feeling like he seems kind of sedate in a way.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I like that. He seems a little reticent. His voice kind of soft. It seems even to sort of like portray his, I don't know, like that softness of his voice doesn't. There's something that doesn't seem congruous with that. Not sure yet what that is.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to tell if that's like Zai overmodulation or that's actually like really like momentum, or maybe something else.
I don't know. I think I seem to be hearing that Zai breaking in his voice though. Like that pitched. It's this.
It's like it's being held back in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that.
He seems to be drifting a lot.
Yeah, he does seem to be.
Okay, I'm gonna try something different today. Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Is trying to get the synapses as best as possible. So right now, I see you guys have gone off. You're actually seeing a Nyy'zai.
Okay.
So I think that now it'd be good for you to watch again because you just made about 4 or 5 observations in a row that were actually off palette-wise. I think you should rewind the last like 30 seconds and now watch the rest of the video perhaps knowing he's a Nyy'zai. Because those were Nyy'zais that were being observed and it's not altered state. And the Xai you're seeing, the emoting, that actually is momentum. He's putting Xai in his speech and that's why it's slow, is because he's adapted with the altered state modulation.
I feel like there was something else.
His eyes had a weariness that throws me off.
So, but a lot of Nyy'zai that actually are in these kind of administrative positions or leadership positions, they have some similar riffs. So why don't you go ahead and watch them now and kind of bring this in.
And they have to. It takes a lot of work to do administrative and stay on the modulation side all the time for Nyy'zai. I can totally understand that.
Absolutely.
But I still heard throughout that kind of like heaviness you're hearing in the voice. That's Xai heaviness, not Zai break. So pay attention to that.
Okay.
Yeah, and you could definitely see in the face that he's got that like interesting. That I was thinking Ni Alpha for a little bit.
I see a huge sensitivity in his face. I mean, I could see the Xai kind of resonating that way.
Yeah, very HSP, which is common with overmodulate with having to use modulation powers a lot. He's got a lot of HSP.
Makes sense.
You kind of like you can tell that the Xai is kind of like feeling a little bit like it's like hard to explain, but it's like
it's tired.
It's kind of tired.
He's
Good way of saying it.
And it seems like it's like trying to be very, very without trying to interfere or without trying to like impose in any kind of way.
Yep.
That's kind of like the
Totally.
way the Xyy'nai looks like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we
But
noticed like
also being a leader in that kind of field, being collaborative could be a huge advantage. You see also a lot of Nyy'zai film directors where being a collaborative kind of leader is an advantage.
Yeah,
Also,
collaborative leaders are the go-to leadership style for Nyy'zai. That's very true.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Also, fun fact: his wife is Nyy'xai Holly Madison.
I was just looking at the pictures.
Oh, wife is what?
It's a
Wife is
Nyy'xai.
Nyy'xai.
I was looking at the pictures. I was like, she's got a lot of like, she's a lot more emoting with the Xy, but and he's kind of like, he's just kind of like there almost. But they like make a interesting couple, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Holly Madison.
Oh, that's awesome.
How about let's try out another video of him to see another context. Maybe we'll see another part of his game.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure.
Let's see.
Also, he does have an unusual upper lip structure, which I think made think there was more energy there than there was. I think it's in a permanent like pucker. That's not actually muscle tensioning. That's just a structure of it. It has like a kind of cupid upper lip.
It's kind of like an awkward, like something awkward about it in a way too.
Right.
And the Xy kind of like is, you can
An
see that.
HSP-ish. Yeah.
It's very unaware HSP. It's
Yeah. I can relate very well, actually.
Completely relate. Yes.
Actually, there were some elements. There were actually some elements that riffed me of Infinity a little bit. Not all of it, but certain parts.
Exactly. I see it. Yep.
Yeah. He doesn't seem as like. I mean, I feel like Infinity is a lot more. We've got a lot more better energy overall.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I can see that more.
But there is something in the more hell energy, more contained. And I think it comes from actually doing careers where there's more like heady stuff involved.
But I recognize in him when I am having to do Z and Vi stuff on a constant basis, I recognize, I totally sympathize and recognize that tiredness.
But a lot of the heaviness I'm hearing a lot of heavy Xy as well, not just modulation, although there is that as well. But he's got a heavy Xy component going on.
Very much so.
Yeah, you can totally tell that too.
Oh God, you could see that.
And he uses it very well to soften his Z.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't see like an excessiveness when it comes to like the Vi. I don't think I see that.
In him or in me?
No, in him.
In him.
The
Gotcha.
Vi doesn't seem like it's excessive. I think the Vi is kind of good, but there's like strong Xy and there's like Z is like he's got strong Z too.
But to do the CEO thing, he's got to be relying on his Xy a lot.
I mean,
There's
I
no way to not do that.
It's the grabbing toss, right? Yeah.
But I think I'm seeing the riff is actually heavy Xy with also strong Vi. So there is Vi there, but it seems like an overall it was heavy subjective power. Because I'm definitely hearing a lot of Xy.
So he
I
almost
see a ton of Shy.
He almost seems subjective because he's Xy Vi heavy.
It's a very calming voice.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got good energy though. Maybe a bit much as far as like the subjectiveness goes, but I think
he could probably pick up the knee a little bit. But other than that, I think he's okay. I think he's kind of subjective heavy. He does come
you were
across
noticing
as
that,
common.
Glenn.
Yeah.
Sedate.
It's kind of like a sedate in a way.
But it's very calming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's very calming, and he's got this very because he's got the knee first.
Right.
Interesting. He's kind of got like knee can sort of like be very How do you describe that? Like,
One nice thing, you can see his gesturing a lot. When he does do thumbs up, is at the end. Although he holds his hands, you see he holds them still a lot of the time.
yeah, where he,
A
like,
lot of
holds
self-soothing
them.
motions too, which is something I know that kicks when the HSP kicks up. The self-soothing motions kick up too.
Outstanding point.
Does self-soothing a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of self-soothing under those stressful situations. Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting that she makes that observation that, like, Holly Madison has, she sees this one side of her and, like, feels like he brought it out of her. Because it does seem that way, too, when I see her pictures. Like, she has a more light side that he brings out in her, which is really cool.
How is she normally, like, with, like, I don't know her exactly.
She was I mean, even though she was like in the Girls Next Door with like Playboy, she was in Playboy and stuff, but she still had this like rigidness to her, seriousness. And now she's more light around him. So it's definitely it's definitely
she's a little more fun-loving, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and he pulls at her warmth probably. He calls on her Xy warmth more. Because a Nyy'xai would do that.
Also being objectified like she had it a lot in her career. Probably his sort of calming energy was something that was probably very appealing to her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he made her.
And the heady Xai made her feel safe.
I feel like the calmingness, like the Xai, for like because he's actually a Nyy'xai, so the Nyi kind of comes first in the sense that it kind of is understanding in a way. Like the Nyi kind of adds like this understanding to the.
I get you.
Yeah, and then the Xai kind of like comes after, which is like the very like caring, or not caring, but like
Soothing and safe.
Soothing,
Yeah.
In a safe space.
Yes, soothing and safe space. But definitely the Nyi is like very understanding and.
Yep. I totally agree with you, Glenn.
Yeah, and non-judgmental.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
I follow you and I get you.
Yeah, he seems like he would be like a really great person to just talk to and like tell your problems. Like, I'm dealing with this right now, and then he's like,
in the career he's done, he must be where he is very approachable to a lot of people. That's got to be a main part of what he's done.
Definitely.
Yeah, because that's what he does. He keeps in constant contact with his fans. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's a good place to leave off. Are there any questions before we call it a night?
No, that was fun. I loved it.
Okay, excellent. Nice. And so in the future, I think I might try this on this. I'll give you guys a little time if you go off the wrong way on something. But if I notice that you're really jumping on the wrong direction, I think it might be good to come in while it's hot and make the correction.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, because
I really dig that.
Can I offer something up? That maybe you don't give us the answer, but maybe you say rule out directive, or he's adaptive, or something like that.
Or you're going in the wrong direction.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe next time I'll try to let you guys figure it on your own, but if it looks like it might be an issue, I'll come in and maybe start giving some hints to steer things back.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, I like
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and it saves time too, because I mean, if we go off too long on just like one tangent that seems like it's not going anywhere, then.
But there's a chance to actually let you guys keep working on it with a few hints.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll do that next time.
Right, because like I think if you'd have said he's adaptive, we might have started readjusting our lens.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, thank you. So I'll do it next time. All right, everybody. That was wonderful. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Hopefully I'll
Thanks,
have a
everyone.
recap tomorrow.
Bye,
Have a
everybody.
magnificent evening.
You too.
Me too.
Magnificent.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Have a great night.